Hi, everyone. Today I have Netta Laurenne of Laurenne Louhimo project. It just came out on Frontiers Record with a new album called The Reckoning. How are you doing today, Netta?
I'm doing great, thank you. It's been a hot day in Finland again. You know we haven't had this kind of heat wave in 80 years, so it's weird.
Yeah, I think that's weird. We had something like that similar here in Seattle about 3 weeks ago. We were at, it was about 110 to 118, which I believe is like 43 to 47 in Celsius. So
Oh gosh,
it's,
yeah. So it's
it's,
really we've had it the same way, like 30, 32, and they in different parts of Finland they go. I think it was like something like 36, which is unheard of in Finland. So it's weird, and it's not all good, wonderful. We really have to be kind of cautious what's happening with nature, like right now. So it's not like, yeah, let's go to the beach. There's a lot to be concerned about, also that things are changing.
yeah, it gets really dangerous. And I know here in the Pacific Northwest where I am, we've got a lot of wildfires because it's been so dry here. And I know I was looking at Aftonbladet this morning, and they're talking about the fires in Oregon. And I'm like, wow, they've got to be humongous to hit the news in Sweden, and that's kind of a
Yeah,
strange world
yeah,
we're
but
living in.
we do live, you know there's a lot of news from the States, so we always kind of know when you have wildfires, so it is covered by the news always. So and this year it's again, it's really, they're really big, and it's devastating to see. And also these floods in Germany that just happened, it's,
Devastating.
yeah. So we
That's
have to be prepared for the nature to change drastically.
So how is it in Finland with it so hot? Because I know, people always joke, my Finnish friends are saying, it's always like winter and summer in Finland, we're still wearing our jackets. What is it like for
Yeah.
you when you guys get that heat? I mean, it's very rare, but I mean, when you do, I mean, do you guys have air conditioning stuff? Is it common there?
Yeah, it is. I think it depends on if you have your own house, or if you're living in an apartment. Everything is, it depends where you live, but usually, yes, we have a good. We don't have, like, but a lot of people, if they have their own house, they have these pumps where you get both warm air during the winter and cool air during the summer. So most of the guys are safe, and it's always nice to stay in. But
And that
at our apartment, it's hot like hell.
and that's funny because it's funny. We're in Seattle here, and it's air conditioning is just not common in our region. A lot of the houses were built, a long time ago, and people never put air conditioning in. So when we get the heat, it's like you're struggling just to survive. And people laugh down south, going, "Well, we're used to this." I'm like, "Yeah, but we're used to like 70 degrees, something around
Yeah.
22, and not the, in the 40s." So it's very
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is, and it's funny because people are trying to buy these, what do you call these machines? What is this air spinner called?
Oh,
I
the
don't know.
fan. They're called fans.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fan.
yeah.
Exactly. I forgot the word. So everybody's trying to buy the fans everywhere, and they're sold out. So it's like people are like, don't haven't we needed fans before, because now
But
there's nowhere.
and that's funny because every time we get some sort of heat wave, there's a mad rush in Seattle as well for fans. And we're like,
Yeah,
haven't you had a fan by now? Because that's just kind of,
yeah, exactly.
and I think that's everywhere because I was in Sweden a few years ago when they had a really hot heat wave. And a friend of mine I was staying with us, like, do you have a fan? Because you can put it in your window. And he was like,
Yeah.
fan? What do you, fan? Nobody uses fans.
Yeah,
And I'm like, it's so
yeah,
funny. It's so
yeah.
funny. So let's not talk about weather anymore. Let's talk about The Reckoning, because it's such a great album. And I could say that's the heat wave that came, is the hot album. I mean, when I remember hearing the first track that I heard was Bitch Fire, and I was like, okay, I noticed these voices. This is amazing. How did you guys decide to work together? Because you and Nora are two of my favorite vocalists, and to see you guys come together and throw so much flame and fire and passion and attitude into one album. How did this get started?
Well, I think it was, written in the stars. It was it was fate, because we both had the same dream of working together on collaborating on something like this for years already, but we haven't ever talked about it together. So it was kind of, I didn't know about Nora's thoughts, and she didn't know about mine. So it was when the pandemic started and kind of cleared all our calendars. I talked to Frontiers if they would be interested, and if they would be interested in me producing something else to them besides Smackbound. And they said, yes, just hit us with your whatever you have. And then I called Nora and asked her if she would love to, if she would like to, join me on this collaboration. And it took like 3 seconds for her to shout yes. and then it was, everything happened really fast. So she was in, she came by to the studio, listened to, I think we had 3 or 4 demos at that time that I had written already with my husband, Netta Laurenne. And Nora came to listen to them, and she really liked what we had done. And then we spent some quality time together with Nora, drinking wine, and she was staying overnight, at our place, and we just were there together, so just the 2 of us. So I could, out somewhere, and we just really hit it off. Really, we knew each other, and we had, hanged out together in bars and, some birthday parties and stuff like that. But we didn't know each other in such a deep level. It was more like small talk, and, that everyday talk with each other, because it was just always at some party. So we kept it light. But during last summer, we really got to know each other in a very deep level, talking about our fears and dreams and traumas and what we want from our lives, and what kind of how we see the world in everything, and what do we believe in and everything. So we understood that there's so much in common with the 2 of us that it feels like, I don't know, sometimes it feels like we're the same soul. So we're definitely soul sisters. So we have had no issues at all, understanding ethere other, or we've never had any issues with anything we've done. So we are totally like everything, like, yes, let's do this. And there hasn't been a single glitch to anything. So
when you guys were working together, what is it like when you have an appreciation for somebody else who's a musician, that you like their style, and then you're actually working with them? Did you find yourself in moments of kind of awe at what was coming with your collaboration and then how it turned out?
No, inside the process, we don't think about that. I didn't think, and I don't think Nora thought about it either. It was just so that it was just such a pleasure to work with the other one, that we just enjoyed our time together. We were laughing our asses off in the studio. So most of the times, there was more laughing than singing. And they were saying, Nina was saying like, oh my God, try to work, women. Try to work. And at times, he left, he said like, oh my God, Netta, come record Nora. This is going nowhere with the 2 of you in the singing booth. So I had to jump in. He left, and came back later on. So I was then recording Nora and producing her own vocals, and then we hit back, together and try to do something. But we have like a song full of laughter, and both singing totally off key, and both saying fuck for so many times that I don't know what's going to come out of it. Maybe we write a song around it.
Well, that's great, because then it means the music was all done around just a great feeling, because I think that's the vibe that comes to the album as well. It's such a fun, refreshing album. And I know I would loved Bitch Fire, but other people are like, well, there's another track on here, Viper, that I liked, and then I like this and I like that, or I didn't even know this person sang. And it's kind of a cool to see the reactions of fans as they're talking about it as well. Have you had a chance to sit down and look at the reactions from your fans from Smackbound, or that have come to follow the project, and people that are just discovering what you put together?
A little bit, not that much. but yeah, some, and I found that most of them are positive. So, but of course, it's not supposed to it's not to everyone's liking, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of positive things that people are feeling, and I've seen a lot of positive comments, but I haven't had time to really in depth look into them, but hopefully at some point I will.
Well, it's fun because there are some people that just don't touch social media at all. They don't even go back to look because they're just like, I don't want to get caught up in that. It'll mess me up if I see people that are really negative about what I'm doing. And then there's others who just live on the social media. So it's kind of interesting to see how an artist handles what comes after their album comes out.
Yeah, I do go in there from time to time, and I try to answer people, and I really I try to stay away from, uh, being heard or anything with negative comments, because I kind of, there has to be negative comments also. Not everybody's going to like that, and there's various reasons for it. It might even not be about the music itself. It might be something totally different. It might be that my own face or Nora's face is just, pushing someone's buttons. So I think it's natural, and I really try to steer away from letting it sink under my skin. So I'm trying to see if there's a destructive, if in negative comments there's a destructive side to it, and
Yeah.
I could take it in, or if it's just bad mouthing, and it's more mirroring the commenter than this project itself. So I'm trying to always figure out what's going on with the comments, and also with the positive comments. So I'm trying to stay kind of clear away from taking sides. I'm just listening and not taking them like personally.
Yeah.
Anything.
I can agree with that because I get the same. I'll get trolled on my videos and stuff and reviews, or I've been trolled a few times. I've had really nasty emails from people, like, you're just a little girl. You don't know what you're talking about with this artist. And I'm like, sometimes it's just not appropriate. Like, I've had people come after me talking about an artist who did a solo project because I didn't really go into depth about their other stuff. And I'm like, a solo project is their own thing, and I'm like, so it's trying to kind of not make somebody upset at the same time as just kind of understanding that you're not going to make everyone happy. And I always just comes down to the end of the day, hey, you're one person's opinion, or you're just, maybe somebody just doesn't like whatever. Like, you could love death metal, but you don't like melodic rock or melodic metal. So
yeah, it's always about it. It always, how people comment always tells more about themselves than you. So that's something that has to be remembered when listening or reading through these comments, may them be positive or negative, and of course more so in the negative comments, because they are there to, a lot of them are there to, that they want to hurt you. So then you have to see that it's mirroring their own space they're in.
Yeah. And I think with social media, that's really where we've come down anymore. It seems that there's this culture of get out and attack people, and for whatever reason that you feel like you need to. And it's so toxic at times. And it's nice to hear that the way that you look at it, and you look at it from a different viewpoint, because I know there are people that I've talked to that have personally been so affected by things that they've seen that they just avoid interacting with people at all costs, because they're just, it hurts so deeply. And to see that you look at it in a different view is really cool.
Yeah, I don't want to stop caring and stop being there for people for only this reason, that I would kind of get hurt and I would try to protect myself. I've tried to change the way I view the negative comments, so that I more try to help than just take it as a personal thing that they're saying.
Absolutely. So let me
Then
ask
I'm a
you.
listener.
Oh yeah. You have to be. And in music, you guys, you talk about the feelings and things that are going on around you as well in your music. And I have to ask, like, Smackbound, you have a song, Drive It Like You Stole It. And I love the song. It's like to throw it in and go just drive your car and just have a great day or whatever you're doing. How did you come up with something really cool like that? And then, because I think that I felt some of that punch of that in this new album, The Reckoning.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a it's a lifelong theme of mine to try to empower people and really build people's confidence in themselves and try to be honest to themselves and live their lives truthfully to who they are, and trying to find that, trying to encourage people to find what they really want to do and should do in this lifetime, to really find the cause of being, and then just going for it, because it's the life is way too short to be living in fear and trying to kind of stay in that safety of not changing anything, because that is a prison basically. So none of us are trying to reach our goals because we're kind of fearing that we will fall if we try to fly. But I don't believe in falling if we are seeking our the real path that we're supposed to walk. Then there is no fallouts from there. It's our path. But it takes a lot. You have to really know yourself to know what your true path is. So it's not just like, okay, today I want to be a hairdresser and tomorrow I'm going to be an actress. So it is something that you have to learn to know yourself that good that you will hear your inner voice, and then you can see your path, and then you can go for it. So, but this is the process that I'm trying people to go through for them to be brave enough to walk.
And it's so funny that you say this, because I'm one of those people that, I had a family that moved a lot. I mean, I think we'd been to like 12 different schools before I graduated and lived in many different cities. And I had to learn how to kind of reinvent myself everywhere I would go, or not to be afraid to take chances. And so over the years, I've tried hundreds of different types of careers and jobs and things just to try to find, until you find that passion. And even at my age now, I still go, I don't think I've quite reached where I'm supposed to be, or what it is, that passion driven space in your life. And I think we evolve as we age too, that is something that worked for you before doesn't. And so you're trying to find that next chapter. And I love that you are really encouraging that, because I think people do live in fear, and they spend so much of their life caught up in worrying about what other people think they should do or think how they should be, to really feel and enjoy who they are and live a life that fills them with passion.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of, we've taught to stick into this normative life, and it's everyone's suppressing us to stay put and do nothing outside of this normative box, because they would feel worse about themselves if someone would get out. It's not about you when they're saying that you can't do it, you can't do anything, you are no good in this one. It's not about you. It's about them feeling worse about themselves if they see someone next to them kind of doing it, and really going for their dreams and passions. So this is something that we have to break. We have to understand that we ourselves we have to work with ourselves and not be concentrating on what others do. This is in everything we do. Like, we have to just change our own attitude and better ourselves, so we can walk our own path, and not being scared that the neighbor might walk their own path, and that would leave you more miserable than you are, even though it's not real. The path that the neighbor is walking was never meant for you. You have your own path, and you just should concentrate on that.
And it's funny, because I think this fear of failure, or fear of being laughed at, or things that people they're so get wrapped up in that. And I'm like, every successful person I've talked to says the same: never be afraid to try, and never be afraid to fail. And you can always try something. And if it's not working, walk away from it. There's no shame in it. You're living that life, and you're experiencing until you find that place that you're meant to be and live that passion driven life.
Yeah. You can start and quit a million times. It doesn't matter. That's bravery. Just stop whenever it stops feeling right. Then like, okay, I was going this way, okay, but it's not right there, so I have to turn this way. And then you'll find the path that you're supposed to roam. But it takes this. It's not a decision you make and then you stick with it. It's it's an ongoing discussion with yourself, and scanning through like what 20 degrees there. Okay, I go.
Absolutely. And I love that outlook on life. And I'm a full supporter of it. And anybody that's watching this, if you're on that fence and you just don't know where you are in life, or you just feel that fear, just lean into it. Because if you ask for things, and I think I get a lot of that, a lot of people are scared to ask for things. The worst that somebody can tell you is no. But a lot of the times you're going to get yeses that you never expected to get. And you're never going to know if you don't ask or if you don't try. So get out there and explore and try these things.
Exactly. Even I had this, even though I work against it, but of course I get fear sometimes, so I was thinking like, should I call Nora or not? Maybe she'll say no. And then I was like, what the fuck? let her say no. Don't decide yourself, like if she's gonna say no or yes. And it really took like 3 seconds for her to shout like yes, because she was like, this was my dream too.
And it's so funny because
but I felt that fear also somewhere deep inside. I was like, oh my God, because I was mirroring, I got caught to myself, like, okay, now you are insecure and you're afraid, like somebody doesn't want to play with you. so I just took the phone and called, even though I had that little feeling.
And see, that's the thing, because I'm like, I have so many musical friends and there's some projects that I want to do. And I'm at that point right now, I'm kind of still sitting on the fence with a couple of them about reaching out to make that call. So some people I probably know I'm going to call them at some point, but it's cool to hear that I think people think that because you're already a success that you would never be afraid to make that call. And, it's not necessarily true.
No, fear is a natural part of human life, because that's how we are protecting ourselves. But we have to, a lot of times, there are times when fear is necessary. If you are like feeling that something is off and you have to really fight for your life, there's a place for fear, and that's why we have it inside. But a lot of times it is so uncalled for, and it just takes us back and doesn't let us work, the best way we could. So we need to kind of consciously see the fear in ourselves and then kind of push it out. So it's a decision to not listen to the fear and listen to the bravery and courage that it's the saying like, what if we fall? But hey, what if we fly? And you have to decide every time that I will try flying and not just stay here so I won't fall. And that's because for myself, that is death. That is death in life. That's the real death. If I don't have courage to do things in life, I will lose my journey. If I let fear choose for myself, and that's what happens to a lot of people, that we let fear choose for ourselves, we would have so much, and so much yeses would come if we would just ask.
Yeah, it's better to live a life that's got those yeses and you've tried than the life of regret for things you never tried to do. So let me ask you, aside from music, you're also an actress, and I've seen you in a few of the shows that you've been in. So I already knew who you were before the music came. And so what's next for you? Are you going to be doing some more acting or more music?
Both. So we're now at the studio with Smackbound's second album. So drums are done. We're recording with guitars at the moment, and the second album is going to come out spring 22. So that's what we're working on now. And then I also have, I think one of the series we've done last year will hit the international Netflix somewhere during this fall, which I can't say yet. That's something that you might see next fall. And of course, we're shooting new stuff also. So TV series that hopefully will also be an international release. So let's see. Awesome. Some only stay in Finland,
Yeah, I hunt them down because I love to look at international films and shows. And even if I don't understand language, I'm subtitling and I'm listening and learning some language at the same time. And it's always cool to see the different things that are going on in different shows and how sometimes they cross over and it's similar to other shows that I've seen that are more Americanized. But it's really fun to watch what other people are doing.
Yeah.
So one last question.
Style.
Yeah, absolutely.
of this Scandinavian noir and and what you do in the States.
Yeah, absolutely. One last question. This is for all the fans out there. What do you have to say to your fans who've already been following you and the new ones that are coming along? Anything that you want to express to them?
I just want to express my love and support to them and their own personal journey. Just, be brave and go, really go for your dreams and listen to your inner self and just take care of yourself and listen to good music and remember that this is a thing that shouldn't be understood wrong. We alone can do a lot, and if we are in a situation in our lives that everyone is putting us down, then we shouldn't listen to everyone or anyone around us. We should listen to our inner voice. If the other people are saying different stuff than our inner voice is saying, but really, when you get there and start to listen to yourself, it is a time to also give away love. So in the end, us humans are not meant to be alone. It's not a lonely journey. It is about spreading love and letting people in. And none of us is nothing without, the others. So we just have to understand that once we become the person that we really are, that once we show our true selves to others, we will find the people that are similar to us and they are supporting us on our way and we are supporting them. So then you have a group of people that stick together and life is so much better. So I wish everyone would just be as honest to themselves and to the world. Show yourself the way you are and you will be more happy in life.
That is a great way to look at it and a great way to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Netta, for your time. And guys, go out and check out the new project, Louhimo. It is amazing, the album Reckoning. Make sure you go back and check out Smackdown because there is some great music there too. And if you are a connoisseur of the foreign films and foreign TV shows, hunt down the work that it has been doing because it's really fun to see you pop up in shows that you didn't expect to see you in. So it's always fun. And thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you, Diane. Do I say Diane?
Diane.
Or Diane?
Yeah.
Diane.
Most people just call me Di, so it's I answered hey you. So
yes. So thank you, Di, for this interview. It was great to talk to you. Thanks for having me. And
thank you
care.
So much.
Thank you. Bye.